watching, who is, this is a curious situation, Kubani. How many wrestling / Serie A calcio fans, soccer fans, you thought back then? You told me, I'm not sure there's a crossover, but I told you, I'm sure there's a crossover. But welcome to the first and possibly last special edition of the Tackles and Turnbuckles. Look at David from Milan Club Philly. He's a closet wrestling fan. You know him, right?
Oh, look at that. Of course. Of course. Hey, are we celebrating his wedding? Because here's the thing. When you get remarried, there is nothing like doing it in front of the world. And hats off to it, because that was just a beautiful ceremony. So
I believe he got married.
Cheers to Vegas.
I believe he got married at remarried at the same chapel that Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Remember that, right? And guys, we're waiting for Raffa, and Raffa, we're gonna bury him, guys. He's late.
Or was this a setup to get the Milan fans tagging up and teaming up on the Napoli guy over here?
That's right. Now you see, I'm here. I'm on time. You're here on time. I'm facing with two Napoli fans. We're all three of us marks, But Kubani, let me ask you: do you know where the terminology "mark" comes from?
Yes. There was once a great guy. His name was Mark DiStefano. Now, Mark DiStefano, born and raised in Toronto. And one day, he put a lot of money into wrestling. And unfortunately for DiStefano, it didn't really work out so well. And regardless, everybody got paid. And everybody was known as a Mark after then.
That might be your take on the historical use of the word mark, but I will go with historical facts, Kubani. So,
okay. If we want to go that way, you can, but that's up to you.
The story goes is that back in the day, in the circus, the traveling circuses, you had those guys that used to go, and try to play those games, and they would actually think that, no, I could win this. And when the guy, behind the desk, behind the counter would know, okay, this guy, right, he's gullible, he believes everything, they used to pat him on the back with a bit of chalk to mark him, to make him believe to all the other people, like, hey, this guy's a mark, make him play your game because he's a mark for money. That is the story. I'm glad I'm able to enlighten you on this wrestling
but is that true? Can you confirm this? So where did you hear this from?
I believe Vince Russo told the story. And
now, because Vince Russo, of all people, is where I'm going to get my wrestling history from. Is that what you're telling me right now?
From a paisan, yes, exactly.
Oh, if you say so.
See, look at Fuji's in front. Chalk me up. He knows. He's a mark. We're all marks, But before what? While we wait for Raffa, while we wait for him,
I think we're going to be waiting a long time. In all honesty, I love Raffa, but you know what? What time is this now? It's 8:04.
8:04.
Listen. If I booked my haircut at Raffa's salon, because he's got a fantastic salon, if I booked my haircut there at 8:00, and it was 8:04, and I'm still sitting in that chair, that's coming off his tip right there.
You know what?
Now, I don't know what you're paying him to be here tonight.
Tell him yourself.
Oh, there he is. We were just saying what a fantastic guy you are, how much we love you, and how surprised we are that you're a little bit late. Listen, we love you, buddy. I hope you're doing good.
Doing good. How's everybody doing?
We're doing good. I just educated Kubani on where the word mark came from, and I told him I got him from Vince Russo, and he doesn't believe me.
No, Raffa, he's completely lying about everything he just told you, and it's unfortunate because honestly, I thought he was a wrestling fan, and I thought he was a soccer fan, a calcio fan, and honestly, I don't think he knows anything about anything. But it's okay.
Who Vinny?
He was trying to talk. He was trying to shit talk you a little bit for being a Napoli fan, and I had to come in and defend you. So I'm glad you're here because now it's the two of us against this.
He's fucking working you. He's working you.
About what happened a couple of weeks ago. Fans?
Come on.
He's working you.
Napoli
Can't you
fan?
see he's working you? He's fucking working you. Look at him. Look at him with that
I
that
think I'm
jittery
being- I
picture
think
quality.
I think I'm being worked 2 ways today. What's
Maybe
going
it's
on?
very possible. It's very possible. But guys, I just wanted to let everybody know this is something we've been talking about for like a year. We've been getting these ideas and, wrestling, Serie A. How could we ever make this work? I know there's a crossover. There are wrestling fans out there, Serie A fans, and Raffa with the WrestleMania cap. But guys, undisputed because yesterday's montage with Adam Cole and my God, what the fuck? Wow, Vince. Yes, I did watch NXT yesterday, and Kyle O'Reilly. There we go, Kyle O'Reilly.
Live? Hold on. Live?
No, I watched AEW live. I can't do
Okay,
two things at the
okay.
same time.
Okay,
but we're gonna
no.
talk.
I'm just checking to make sure you made the right choice. That's
Wait
all.
a minute.
I'm
You
okay.
was not the
Next
right
on.
Wait
choice.
a
No,
minute.
no.
No, it was the right
Wait a
choice. It was 100% the right choice. I just wanted to make sure you made the right choice. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying. Relax.
Okay, you know,
Relax. Okay, after you were just talking shit about Raffa for 5 minutes before he came on the air, now you're gonna attack me for that?
Damn.
Come on.
I was taking care of my kids, Vinny. How you gonna attack me?
Yeah,
this is what it's gonna be: 2 Napoli versus 1 Milan. This is what it's gonna be like. Okay, gentlemen. Okay, you know what? The gloves are off. That's what I'm going to say. The gloves are off. But let's talk about yesterday because we're going to talk about a bit of wrestling and then we're going to integrate our Serie A calcio with wrestling. First of all, Kubani, you're saying I did the right choice. I did the right. You know what we got yesterday on AEW? We got actually a wrestling match. Do you believe that? We actually got a wrestling match. Christian Cage, Frankie Kazarian, an actual wrestling match, telling us a story, driving us in, fantastic stuff, right? But then, gentlemen, can you please explain? You guys both watched AEW, I'm assuming, because you're both fucking marks, but
Absolutely not.
you didn't watch AEW?
I did not watch AEW. No.
Why? Are you against AEW?
I'm not against AEW per se.
It sounds like you're against AEW.
I'm more for,
because if you're not with AEW, you're clearly against AEW.
Listen, there you go. 2-on-1 Napoli Milan and 2-on-1 AEW versus NXT. I'm an NXT guy, man, all the way.
I love NXT, and that's what I was gonna say. Is like, AEW yesterday was actually a better show than usual, and I just don't like there's 17 fucking factions in AEW. I don't like where, hey guys, why don't Raffa and Kubani, why don't we get together and just wait until the guy falls off, takes a dive so we can catch him. I fucking hate when that fucking happens, right? But this is my point. Yesterday, NXT, I didn't watch NXT for probably a couple of months. I would catch the podcast or highlights, but just watching that go-home show and watching that montage, my goodness, was I invested, guys. If you have a chance, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, the story, it got me invested. I don't need these choreographed matches where, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do a flip, and you're gonna do another flip, and then we're gonna look at each other. We're gonna do both leg drops. I can't do this anymore, guys. I can't do this. And I'm not saying any WWE is any better because the WWE has been shit for years now. But Raffa, is that why you don't do AEW? You're just more of a WWE guy.
I'm just naturally I'm a WWE guy. That's my bread and butter. That's my I'm for the history of it. I'm for, I've never been able to get away from it. I don't necessarily, I'm not necessarily against AEW. I do appreciate AEW and what they do. My thing is that they're going too much with the ex WWE guys themselves, like the fact
Dude,
that Christian might probably,
they put fucking Legos on the ring yesterday. They put Legos. I'm sorry, guys.
Have you ever stepped foot on a Lego?
Kubani, you're putting this on national television.
Have you ever stepped foot on a Lego on the ground? Have you?
Kubani?
Just asking.
Okay.
Tell me that doesn't hurt. Does it look cool? No, it doesn't look cool, but that shit hurts.
That's my point.
Don't tell me that doesn't hurt.
That's my point. You show a person yesterday that has never watched wrestling before, hey, look what I'm watching, and the guy's fucking pulling out Legos? Seriously? Come on, bud.
Listen,
Come on.
Listen, here's my thing.
We know who's the heel today, huh? We know who's the heel. Go ahead. Dr.
I'm always the heel when I'm on with you somehow. I mean, it's how you portray me on this show, and whenever you get me on your shows. So I'm okay to play the role that you put me in. I will do it better than anybody who you put in this role before. So let me just say this though: when it comes to AEW, you're right. Yes, they have one too many high spots from time to time. But don't tell me that their storytelling is not by far the best, period. NXT has the... Yes, hold on. NXT has better matches right now. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. They've got better matches in the ring when I'm watching it. But am I invested in the characters as much? Am I invested in anybody in WWE as much as I am in the AEW product? No. I'm not. That's just the reality of the fact. I mean, WWE, Raffa, I'm 100% in agreement with you, especially living up here in Canada. That's what we got as a kid. We rarely got WCW, and when we did, it was later on. But at the same time, WWE has never been as bad as it is right now. That's the reality. It's terrible.
I agree with you, Kubani. It's been horrible. But, Raffa, how much, let's say, from his comments, right? How many people do you think, like Kubani, are loving AEW because it's so different from WWE? Because I'm sorry, I've been to All In, I've been to Double or Nothing, I've made the trips out to Starcast. I cried. I'm a grown ass man. I cried watching Cody and his brother because it was storytelling. But now I'm watching the show and it's like, okay, so it's spots after spots after spots after spots. And they're storytelling. They're fucking having an arcade. You broke my arcade.
No.
That's why I'm in a feud for you.
It not in ring storytelling as well as in NXT, and I'm not going to disagree with you. And Christian, his match yesterday proved where it lacks. Right, it makes you appreciate when you see it. Right, 100%.
It was fantastic. Rafa, if you have a chance, watch it. Yeah,
with their storytelling outside of the ring and their long-term storytelling is by far like even just that whole the Kenny Omega Moxley, for just that's the example. That was taken from the very you were there when that all transpired, that original issue transpired, right? With Moxley coming out and surprising everybody and blah blah blah. We're still talking about that story now. Okay, the couple who never happened and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, the story that they've been telling cross promotions is by far anything better than WWE.
Cross promotions? Dude, Impact had 38,000 viewers. 38,000 viewers. Kenny Omega is a draw. 38,000 viewers.
New Japan, NWA. This is the only way, realistically, if you want to compete with the juggernaut that is WWE, this is how you're going to do it. And whether you're right, whether go ahead, Raffa, go ahead.
But I'm saying you say compete, but what do you mean compete? There's really no competing with the WWE. It's, as much as it sucks, as bad as it ever has before. And I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched a minute of Raw in probably half a year. I watch SmackDown every now and then for a few storylines. I'm big into AEW. NXT. Big into NXT. My kids and I, we watch NXT every Thursday morning, or Thursday evening on delay, but we watch it, and it's by far better than anything that WWE's been doing is the NXT. If I'm gonna separate the NXT with the WWE, but the AEW for me is just, I don't know. I every time I get a glimpse of it, it feels to me, even though most of it is, the in-ring, work is probably great. The storylines are probably all right. For me, every time I catch a glimpse of it, it just seems to me that they're screaming to be ex-WCW or old school WWE to try to compete. And I know that fans really miss that edge that the WWE used to produce, and the fight between WCW and the WWE. But really, when the AEW is getting a little bit better ratings than the NXT product, I dare you to put that up against SmackDown or Raw, because as bad as it is to us hardcore wrestling fans, I bet you anything AEW won't even beat Raw in the ratings. I bet you if they were to compete with them head to head.
I'd agree.
And give me a Walter match over over Kenny Omega any day. I'm
Right.
sorry, guys.
Right. Now, NXT UK, NXT period. I mean, for me, NXT is doing it, man. They're doing it. Finn Balor and this guy now, Karrion Kross, they're gonna kill it.
Yeah, this is good. It's good stuff. But
TakeOver.
guys,
But here's
yes.
the thing. Sorry. Here's the thing, and I'm glad you mentioned Walter. Right, bring him in because they needed to. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm glad you got guys like Ciampa, Gargano, Cole, but they can't ever go to the main roster because they would be ruined. And the problem is you can't just have them keep fighting each other over and over and over again. So you need to build guys around them as well. And so that's my only issue with NXT. I'm like, listen, in-ring product, there is no doubt it is probably the best product on the planet right now. I mean, maybe New Japan if you're into that. But at the same time, I just feel like I have no faith in the WWE developmental system and what's going to happen with these guys because you invest in them.
Yeah, because a lot of the guys came up, they ruined them, right? They ruined a lot of the guys
and then you want them to go back. You want them to go back down like Finn. So at the end of the day, that's my issue there. But it is what it is.
So you know what? Because we have a couple of guys, let's cut into our first segment of Serie A slash wrestling, gentlemen. I'm gonna start off because this was a beautiful conversation I had with Compadre Franco from Milan Club New York, and I remember we spoke about this a while back, and we came up. Who are our four horsemen of Serie A? But we came up with the four horsemen of Milan. Now we went past, present, So, gentlemen, I want to know what you guys think. In the position of Nature Boy, Ric Flair, because of all his, his flair, the women, and his attitude and his ego. In this place, no other than Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So Zlatan is Ric Flair. In the place of Arn Anderson is Gennaro Gattuso, because he's the brawler. He's there to get the job work, the work done. Tully Blanchard is Boban. You can't go wrong with Boban. Oli is Jaap Stam, and JJ Dillon, gentlemen, is Il Condor Galliani. So that is my edition of the four horsemen of Milan. So I repeat, Zlatan as Nate. Arn Anderson is Gennaro Gattuso. Tully Blanchard is Boban. I love that pick. I just love that pick. Oli is Stam or possibly Frank Kessie because he's fucking scary looking. And JJ Dillon is Il Condor Adriano Galliani. That's what my Serie A / Milan four horsemen are. And I know you guys, I don't know if you made a Napoli edition, a Serie A edition, because you talking way too much, Kubani. I'm going to give it to Raffa on this one here. Raffa, do you have, who do you have? Frank is saying Suso is the Paul Roma of the Milan horsemen. Yes. David's why are there four horsemen? Dave, listen to me. If you're going to ask these kind of questions, you need to learn about, there's four horsemen. JJ was the manager. You need to understand these things, Dave.
Yeah, he's asking why there's five horsemen.
He doesn't understand. JJ was he's the manager. He's taking care of the bookings.
Right.
Booking the flights.
That is a fair question. I mean, at the end of the day, like what?
But he must know. He must know. That JJ was un manager.
I know, but it kind of does beg the question. I mean, if you're gonna rip on if you're gonna rip on the guy, he's right.
You're a heel. I'm just a fucking heel.
Okay, you know what? If logic makes me a heel, Vincenzo, then I am a heel.
Now you're calling me by my real name.
I'm sorry.
But we're gonna go there. Okay, we're gonna go there. Raffa, how about you? Four horsemen. Who do you got as the four horsemen of Serie A?
Oh man, the four horsemen of Serie A. Well, Ric Flair. Oh,
it's hard. There's no other answer than Ibrahimovic. I'm sorry.
Really?
Well,
I don't know.
What about the greatest striker in the league right now? Probably the best on the planet still in his mid-30s, currently winning an Italian trophy because Ric Flair is the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Dries Mertens.
Dries Mertens as Ric Flair. Okay, okay. You guys,
I'm
you,
in.
you
I'm in.
guys, you're Napoli fans. Where's Steve? Where's Steve when I need him? Dries
No.
Mertens. Raffa, you're gonna go with Dries Mertens as Ric Flair?
Diego Maradona for me has to be Ric Flair.
Guys, I'm sorry. If it's
Greatest
gonna
of all
come
time.
from a Napoli fan with the partying, the ladies, the extracurricular stuff.
That's right.
I thought we were talking about currently. I didn't know we were going historic. That's a different question.
I mean, when you think about it, Ric Flair's the greatest of all time. Diego Maradona is the greatest of all time. That's it. Now you got the enforcer Arn Anderson, right? So who would be equal to the enforcer? Maybe that would go to Dries Mertens. No,
I don't have a problem with that. David Mertens is more like David Flair. That's a good one, David. That's a good one.
You think you're funny over there, eh? Listen, Montreal's not that far. There's no borders closed between Toronto and Montreal. I'll tell you that much right now.
We're gonna ask you.
CR7 is the Lex Luger.
CR7 is the Lex Luger. Like, he's really good, but he has no place in that group from over there, right? What do you guys? Who else did you guys come up with as the 4 Horsemen of Serie A?
All time,
dude. Go all time.
Diego Maradona, Ric Flair. I'd go Flair. Okay, hold on, Flair.
Let me pop up the picture just in case you forgot. This is my edition of the 4 Horsemen.
Okay, well, so the tag team was what? Arn and Tully, right?
Obviously, yeah.
Good duo. Let's see. Why don't we make it De Rossi and Totti would be the Tully and Arn.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that. The tag team,
Tag team of De Rossi and Totti,
Okay.
Let's
Who's
go.
Oli?
Ole Anderson. We can give that to
Materazzi.
Let's give it to Materazzi. Yeah, why not?
And who's leading these bunch of hoodlums?
Who's leading it? Come on, who's leading it? Arrigo Sacchi. What do you think?
Arrigo Sacchi. You know what? Arrigo Sacchi is JJ Dillon. Yes. Fuji's and funny. Where's Mongo? That's another edition of the 4 Horsemen where we don't want to get in there. But if you guys have a chat,
who? No, go ahead.
No, the Mongols and friends on Twitter on this fantastic Twitter where they just like put every botch of Mongo McMichaels on there. But yes, Mongo, not the greatest pick from the 4 Horsemen. Kubani, did you come up with another 4 Horsemen to yourself, or what do you got?
Listen, I mean, at the end of the day, I may have, I may not have, but it really doesn't matter, does it? Because whatever I come up with or whatever I say, you're just going to disagree with.
Okay, Sami Zayn. Everybody's against you.
No, hold on, Sami Zayn. Okay, hold on. Don't ever compare me.
Sami Zayn too.
Don't ever compare me to somebody from Montreal ever again, eh? Let's put that right there, right now.
We're gonna go there. Okay. So whoever you come up with. So you know what? Because you had a great idea, let me move over to the next one. Kubani,
let's do it.
Who is the Vince McMahon of Serie A?
I even know the answer to this.
Hold on. We're gonna let him talk because then he's gonna say like the conspiracy is against him, and we're gonna do this. So
no. You're trying to set me up to get the Juve fans against me too now, but that's okay.
Who is the Vince McMahon of Serie A?
There's only one answer, and this isn't the obvious answer, but it is the correct answer.
Okay.
Mr. Orsato.
Orsato is the Vince McMahon of Serie A. Please elaborate.
Now, do you have a picture for me?
Of McMahon, I have a picture of you.
No, okay, but hold on. You've already heard why he is my Vince McMahon.
I've heard, not the listeners have heard. Explain.
Yes. Oh no, I know you've heard. So where's the picture? Why are you not prepared? If you're going to be the booker, you have me coming out and there's not even entrance music for me? Is that what's happening here? By the way, shout out to AEW because Orange Cassidy coming out to Where Is My Mind for the Pixies is amazing. That's a genius
You're
call.
such
by
a
the way.
mark. You're such a mark.
Oh, that's
Anyways,
genius. That's
uh,
genius.
okay, Tony Khan. Okay, relax, Tony Khan. Okay,
Are
so
you gonna get the picture ready or what?
okay, so now I
I'm
gotta
trying
go
to buy
get
you
an
some
order.
time.
Okay, let me. You know what? Let me buy you
Not
some
just
time.
any picture. Not just any
The
picture.
picture that you sent me. Okay,
Yes.
okay, relax. I'm just gonna go
Thank
find
you.
the
Rafa,
picture.
can you believe this? Can you believe this? He was
Jesus
complaining
Christ.
that you were late. He's on time, and he doesn't
what is
even
going
have,
on? What is
and he
even
doesn't
going
even have
on here? What is
his
going
stuff
on?
ready.
Oh my
Come
god.
on.
I
Oh
don't
my
know,
god.
Rafa. This
All right.
honestly,
All
I
right.
didn't sign up for this. I know you didn't either, so I want to apologize on behalf of him. Because
That's
us
okay.
Canadians are not all this bad. I mean, even though people from Montreal aren't really Canadian,
Oh
we're not all
Jesus
this bad.
Christ. Okay, you know, we're gonna get into this. I was on
Sorry.
time. I was 15 minutes. Did you tell me to prepare the picture for you? Now I gotta put it from WhatsApp to the Google Drive. From
I
over
have
there.
to. Did you
All
want me to
right.
hold your hand too? How long have you been doing podcast? How long ago did Red Card Weekly come out? You've been doing this far too long to be this amateurish.
Motherfucker.
Just
All right.
say.
You know what? While I go set this up, Rafa, on a side note, how's the Peacock experience so far? Because you know us, we don't have that experience so far. But how's it been going
You say Peacock?
with Peacock? Peacock, us,
It's
we still have the
terrible.
W. It's terrible. So that's
It's
it. No more
terrible. It's
WWE for you
terrifying.
guys.
No, so not everything is. Example: I was listening to the Angle Pod the other day, and I was listening to the episode where Kurt Angle wrestled against The Rock at No Way Out 2001, and I'm like, I really want to go watch this match. So I go to the network. Network tells me, sorry, you got to find this on Peacock. So I'm like, all right, it's inevitable. I'm going to have to switch over to Peacock. So I went and I signed up to Peacock, went on there, found everything else except for No Way Out. Can't find any No Way Out. So not everything is transferred over yet. And I'm a little pissed off because there's that. And then there's also the taking away of certain material that the WWE had put out back in the 80s and the 90s, some quote unquote offensive material for today.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the point. The point, you're not going to go. I wonder if Peacock has skimmed through all the offensive skits that SNL has done over the past 40 something years and gotten rid of all that too. To me, it's a little BS if you ask me. I'm one to be
left.
down with the times. Like I get it, but to me, it's just.
But if you,
I like Sultan saying it's ADL. ADL is the Vince McMahon. I like his
ADL
answer.
is 100% Vince McMahon.
No, he's not as powerful. He doesn't have that. He would love to be, but he doesn't have that kind of power.
So, hey, Kubani, look, I did the internship work. Look, your picture is there.
There you go. And this is why. People thought I was nuts when I mentioned him. But if you look here, we like to call this the San Siro screw job. Because somewhere in a hotel in Florence, Napoli got screwed out of a Scudetto because of this very play. And Vince McMahon is there laughing it up as he's watching this. Do not tell me he did not see this. Do not tell me the VAR audio does not exist and it magically went missing. The most important game, the most threatening time to Juventus's Scudetto run was this very moment. And what happens? Out of nowhere, the guy you didn't even realize was behind the scenes screws the hero. All right? That's what happened here. That's what happened because just like the Montreal screw job, people didn't even realize Vince McMahon was the owner. He was just some commentator until that happened. This was the moment.
Okay. And I was there live. That's my claim to fame. Survivor Series 1997. I was there as a 17-year-old punk kid. Didn't know what the hell was. I didn't have no fucking Dave Meltzer or Twitter. I don't know what the hell was going on. But okay, you made your point. Are you happy you had your picture to make your point?
I want to ask you, but hold on. You were there. That's an historic moment.
Yes.
What was the crowd thinking at that time? Because only you would know that. Like, you're right. You didn't have a Meltzer. I mean, the internet wasn't as big as it is now, the dirt sheets and all that. So what was the thought process in the stadium? What were you thinking going home that night?
We honestly at that time, like, you have kind of heard through the grapevines rumors, Brett, he might be leaving. When he put that whole, we thought it was a whole work. We were getting worked. When he put the WCW and he's going with his hands, I'm like, what? Like, no, this can't be like, and that's honestly, guys, that's what I miss from professional wrestling. Suspending my disbelief. I would say that maybe 10% of those people were smart marks and were following the dirt sheets back then, and the what was it back then? The pages, would it be like the blogs that we're putting out and all this kind of different stuff? But
it was in its infancy, but
right? Well, we had no idea. And guys, remember, like, okay, Raffa might have had WCW, but I remember going in 1997, 98 at my aunt's house because she had the direct TV, trying to watch Nitro, trying to watch Raw, right?
Yep.
The scrambled box and trying to watch this. But for me, I didn't believe it. I'm like, man, Brett's not going. This is just making us, and it made us the sense of disbelief. I'm like, no, this can't be happening. And that's what I miss. That's what I miss about professional wrestling. You know what? Entertain me and make me believe. Like I was talking about the promo about Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole yesterday. Guys, if you have a chance, guys, like even Bully Ray was putting it over on Busted Open Radio. I haven't watched NXT in 4 weeks straight. Like, that's it. I'm watching NXT because I'm so invested, because it made me believe. And I don't have that anymore. Everybody wants to know everything about the back, what's going on. Even Serie A, everybody, what's going on, and Raiola saying this and all these the signings. Guys, just suspend my disbelief. That's it. But Kubani, I get it. Even though you've been screaming since the beginning, I get it why Orsato is your Vince McMahon of Serie A. But Raffa, who do you have? Are you agreeing that it's ADL, the Vince McMahon of?
I mean, I have to think it's ADL, but you can also go a different route, which I just popped into my head. What about Luciano Moggi? No.
That's a very interesting.
Or who could we take Luciano Moggi and compare him to? Because maybe not Vince McMahon.
Guys, Berlusconi for me is Vince McMahon. You guys know that. Berlusconi is Vince McMahon.
Moggi's Ted Turner because he's no longer in the game, but he was a powerful influence for a long time.
Moggi is the Ted Turner. Okay, that one I can't disagree with. But Raffa, like for me, you guys know it's Berlusconi. I can't go against Berlusconi. Is like, the flamboyancy, and I'm better than everybody else, and I'm gonna crush my competition. But Raffa, do you have any ideas of who the Vince McMahon of Serie A is?
I really don't. I mean, who else could it be? Who else could it be other than, in my eyes, ADL? It has to be because he's outside.
Flamboyant.
He's flamboyant, right? He speaks his mind. He's not afraid to tell you how it is, and he keeps the balance. He balances the books for Napoli. Napoli is never in the red. Napoli's always turning a profit, and so is the WWE for the past 20 years. As much as they suck, there you go. As much as Napoli sucks in the past couple seasons, ADL has managed, even through COVID, to keep Napoli in good shape. And in that regard, for me, it's ADL, 100%.
All right, so we got Orsato, ADL, Berlusconi. We had our own edition of the four horsemen of Serie A. But on a side note, we know that Kubani is a AEW mark. He's going to be. He reminds me of that guy that when I went to watch Double or Nothing in Las Vegas, I had this guy sitting behind me that had to give the peanut gallery commentary for every single fucking move that was happening. And I remember that somebody gave an elbow off the apron. Oh my God, shades of Mark Briscoe. And I'm like, shades of Mark Briscoe. I'm like, that's fucking Mick Foley. And he was just trying to you're that guy, Kubani. You're that guy that just wants to like nitpick at everybody. AEW is so much better than WWE. And what about the 700,000 viewers yesterday? What are you going to do with that one? When NXT did 670, this was like a big show for AEW. It was the greatest show. Yes.
You're going to attack me right now? Hold on. First off, we live in Canada. So
Yes.
what were the ratings like in Canada? Do you know?
Do you?
No. But I'm
So
not
what?
busting out American ratings. One. Two. Why is NXT switching nights? I mean, the whole
It's a
reason
deal.
it's
It's a
because of the NHL and blah blah. Yeah. Listen, if NXT was kicking AEW's ass like they originally thought they would when AEW launched, it wouldn't be happening. That's a fact.
Rafa. It's a
Second
good
of
point.
all, hold on. Second off, AEW is what, a year and a half into existence,
Yeah.
and I would say it's already developed more stars that WWE has in 5 years. Easy. I mean, we want
What?
to talk about you want to talk about the Darby Allens, the MJFs. I mean,
Hold on. Hold on.
you
No,
get
hold
the
on.
Jungle
Here's where I
Boys.
disagree. Here's
Hold
where
on.
I
I mean,
No,
who has
Rafa.
WWE developed in the last 5
First
years?
of all, I'll agree with you with Darby Allin because Darby Allin, even
Yep.
Jim Cornette, which I adore, by the way, even though I don't agree
Oh,
with every single thing that
you're
he says.
nuts. He's nuts.
I fucking love Cornette, okay?
Of
Cornette
course
loves
you do.
Darby.
Of course you do.
Yes,
Of
yes,
course
yes.
you do.
Okay, because
Because you're
Darby,
stuck in 1945. That's why. Hold on. What was your beer of choice again? Labatt Blue? Yeah, that's right. My nundo used to drink Labatt Blue too when he came to this country.
Molson X.
Oh, here we
baby.
go. What is that? A Molson X, even worse.
It was on
Oh,
special.
here we go. See, that's the difference between me and you.
I gotta
You're
pay the
drinking. You're
WWE
drinking.
Network.
You're drinking Molson X from 1944. That's gotten stale. That's no longer relevant. That has gotten surpassed by so many other beverages. And me, I'm innovative, baby. I'm new. I'm new age. I'm about what's good today. White
You're new
Claw.
age and you're gonna stay
Where's my
under
camera?
a million. You know what, Rafa? When WWE is gonna move to Tuesdays and AEW still can't make, are you drinking White Claw? You're even more
I
of a
am
fucking
drinking-
car.
I
You're
am
even more of a
drinking
mark.
White
Yeah.
Claw,
Okay,
baby.
Joey. Okay,
And you
Joey
know what? It's
Janela.
not even-
Okay, Joey
Not even my
Janela.
first one.
Joey
This is my second
Janela.
one, baby. My second one, baby.
Oh my god.
You got a problem?
Okay,
Zero
Rafa.
calories.
You know what? I didn't think we were going to do a second episode of this, but when NXT moves to Tuesdays and AEW
Yep.
still can't get 800,000 viewers, then we'll talk. Okay?
There
So,
you go.
Well,
what
okay,
I'm trying
first
to
off,
get at,
I promise you. Let's make that bet right now.
let's
I
make that bet right now.
promise you.
You promise?
Consistently, they will get. They will consistently get over 800,000 viewers once NXT.
They just
switches.
got 700,000 with NXT playing at the same time. You're telling me they're just going to make
First off,
100,000 more?
You're telling me you're not going to get an extra 100,000 viewers from
That's a
NXT?
shame. That's a shame.
You're saying at least. You're saying they're not going to do that.
They should be
You're not-
making a
you're saying-
million.
And maybe they will. Give them time. Give them time. I know you're obsessed with this and you're obsessed with that. But at the end of the day, let's be real here. Dynamite is the best show week
Oh,
in.
God.
It's the most entertaining show. Let's put it that way. Week in, week out. Consistently.
Okay. Okay.
Consistently.
Rafa.
Period.
Rafa. Even
Period.
Bully Ray said it today. You know, you have
Even Bully
Trent's,
Ray. What-
Trent's mother-in-law coming in a minivan at the end of the show, and he says, "Is like, yeah." He goes, "It works for that niche audience. It works for AEW audience, which I have no
Right.
problem with that because I said I've spent money to watch AEW, but for me, watching AEW, right, where it's just choreographed after spots, it ain't for me. And I don't.
Here's the thing.
Because I don't
Here's
even
the
watch
thing,
Raw
Vince.
anymore because I can't do it anymore.
But here's the thing,
look.
Vince, and no, I'm going to interrupt
Two
you
White
because
Claws and he's drunk.
You want to talk about Bully Ray? No, you want to talk about Bully Ray and what he
Upaisan,
said?
Bully Ray, yeah, Upaisan.
Yeah, okay. What did he say about what is more like the Raw that we grew up watching today? What's more like that than anything else on the market? Is it Raw itself? No. Is
No.
it SmackDown? No. Is it
No.
NXT? No.
No.
It's Dynamite because it's live, must-watch TV. You never know what's going to happen, and yeah, sometimes it's like a car
Must-watch.
crash. Sometimes it's like a
Must-watch.
car crash.
You know what?
But-
You know what, Rafa? Agree with me. But in the Attitude Era, if Shaq had to go into an ambulance, they wouldn't post on social media how he escapes the ambulance, and all the fans are like, "Yay, Shaq! Yay!"
So
okay?
so why did you watch Dynamite over NXT last night live? You had the option. You could have watched
Huh?
either one live. Why did you
Because
watch
it's different.
Dynamite live?
Because I wanna watch it and go how I like to listen to the comments on Twitter and agree with what they're saying. Yeah, last night I enjoyed the show. I really did. The only things I didn't like is the Pinnacle getting a beating after 2 weeks. I think that was way too fucking fast. Now, let me just take a moment of your time here, fine gentlemen. And I know Rafa might not watch AEW as much, but I want to ask you guys this, okay? We're talking about factions, okay? We're gonna talk about factions in AEW. So here's what I have, okay? List of AEW factions: Inner Circle, Death Triangle, Nightmare Family, The Pinnacle, Jurassic Express. By the way, Marco fucking Stunt at 115 pounds, 5'4". I have nothing against the guy, but don't put him on national TV because it's not believable.
He does his
No,
job.
it doesn't. Best friends.
Why does the
Kip
Big
Miro,
Show want to? Why does
Kip-
the Big Show want to work with him so bad?
Yeah.
Move
Okay, so
on.
that's gonna be what? That's circus. That's a circus. Okay.
Next,
Hardy's family,
next.
the Dark Order, the Elite. Now QT Marshall has his own. The only thing I enjoyed about yesterday is that QT Marshall. I didn't see that coming, but now QT Marshall has a faction. So
Okay,
maybe
the Elite
Rafa,
broke
maybe
up.
Rafa's
So
on a
where
good
are
point. He
you?
doesn't watch AEW, huh?
It's
The Elite
too much.
broke up,
It's too
so you
much
can't
at the
include them.
factions.
I love
the-
NXT is Vinny's palate cleanser. Thank you. NXT yesterday, when I watched NXT, I'm like, my God, am I involved? This is wrestling. It's telling me a story.
Yes.
It might not be. What does Vince Russo call it, Rafa? Crash and burn TV, right?
Yeah.
Kubani's a heel. You can see that he's a heel. He's that guy. You know what? He would probably give money to Virgil at his table there at a convention because he
Meat
feels
sauce.
bad for him. That's what he will probably do. But in all fun and that, no, guys, I enjoy everything. I just hate that it's been too much of
It's
the
too much. It's too much. They're trying too hard. I think they're trying a little too hard. I think they need to refine their storylines, and they need to stop with the factions and the amount of factions, and try to be. I don't know, man. Like I said, anytime I watch, for me, it feels like it's a playoff of an old storyline or an old it might be some new original stuff, but I feel like they're really, like you said, catering to that niche audience that have been clamoring for,
and that's all fine,
this-
and that's fine,
Yeah.
right, for the niche audience.
Yeah.
But just help me get invested into the product. I wish everybody does well. Everybody deserves a job. But let's say like what's his name, Brian Cage, on YouTube skateboarding with the guys he fights with on TV. I'm sorry, guys, you can't do shit like that anymore. Just like
Well,
WWE,
I mean, the
just like WWE,
does
sometimes they
it
would
too.
take pictures. Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, guys, remember that picture they
Yeah,
would take in Italy? Like, don't do that kind of stuff, right? And I know everybody knows,
But
guys.
that's
Let's be
the
honest.
business now. That's the
Kubani,
business
you're
now,
fucking
you know?
you're fucking muted. Look at you.
You're
You can't
muted.
even fucking function. Two white claws.
Hey, you're right.
You know what? I'm gonna let you guys
Hold
talk
on.
because I'm gonna get myself a
Sorry.
beer. You talk
It's about
amongst
time.
yourselves.
Come
Go ahead, Kuba.
on. No, but that's the thing. That I was just gonna say, Rafa, that's the business today, though, right? Like,
It's the business
there's
today.
nothing you can do to stop that. People know. If anything, you almost go the Vince Russo approach and you incorporate the off the air storylines to real life storylines, right? I mean, that's maybe the
Mhm.
best approach to take. It's just you've got to be sensitive too, because I don't know if you want another like Matt Hardy Lita Edge situation going on, but
Right.
I
Blurring
see
the
the
lines.
need to blur the lines 100%. And AEW, I think, does that better than WWE, to be honest.
I you know what I miss, guys? Like I was saying, and this is gonna sound really stupid. I think I was like 7 or 8 years old. Do you guys remember the Saturday night main event
Yeah.
when Hogan lost to Andre?
Yeah.
And the twin referees came out and he's going crazy. And at the end of the match, this promo was like, how much money did the $1 Million Man pay for plastic surgery, brother? And I was like, he paid somebody to put his face like the referee? Yes, we were young, but to that level, I'm just like, just help me escape, right? Don't give me a choreographed match. I'm all for once in a while, right? You get these acrobatic matches, whether it be the Will Ospreys of the world, the Phoenix. But yesterday, like, there's 6 guys outside the ring. They're all standing there for at least 5-6 seconds
That's
as Phoenix walks on the ropes. If you're gonna do that, don't put the camera on the guys. I'm sorry. Now remember, Kubani, I'm all for AEW. Guys, I've supported AEW. I was there that first show. I went by myself, right? But just make us, I don't know, like, just help us, put the product a bit above WWE, and don't give me always these factions and these. Don't give me fucking video game storylines. It doesn't make any sense. How does the Pinnacle get beat up after 2 weeks? They got smashed.
Okay. But they got surprised, right? And you had to kind of build something up because the Inner Circle got destroyed for weeks too. So you kind of had to like have them look strong. It's not like the Pinnacle fucking lost and it was an even fight. You know what I mean? Like, I get what you're saying. I do.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, but look at compare that to like the Horsemen, because I think that's the biggest comparison of the Pinnacle. Trying to be sort of a Horseman type. How long was it before the Horsemen started like getting their ass kicked?
How long was it after when they broke Dusty's leg? How long did it take until Dusty went back? Because they built, right?
Right.
They're trying to get
at them.
That's
the thing is today, but even in the NWO days, those guys reign of terror lasted weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and months before they started getting their ass kicked too. They'd come out. But these days, I don't think the fans are patient enough, or maybe it's the the promotions themselves. I don't think they're patient enough. They want to rush these storylines out. It's the same thing in the WWE too. It really is.
No, yeah, and WWE is not any better.
They
guys.
already got rid of the Hurt Business, and
it's horrible. But WrestleMania, I'm looking at the matches, and it's like, my God, dude, good Shinu, Kevin versus Sami, Cesaro versus Rollins. Like, these are gonna be great wrestling matches. These will not be choreographed, and you're gonna do, like, if you look at these Matt Jackson and Phoenix things where they're like doing the same moves and they're come on.
I can't
guys,
deal with the Young Bucks.
Okay.
I can't. I hate the Young Bucks, by the way. Just so you guys
know.
Kubani, he hates the Young Bucks.
Here's my thing though. Yes, they will be great. I'm looking at this WrestleMania card. 100% yes, they will be great matches. Do I care about any single one of them minus maybe one or two? Absolutely not. And how many of those matches have we not seen on Raw or SmackDown 55 times, either 100%. In a tag team match or a triple threat? So that's my issue there.
It's unfortunate that WrestleMania, and forget just WrestleMania, any pay-per-views is they've gone away from here's the good guy, here's the bad guy. They haven't touched each other. Okay, no, you have to buy the pay-per-view to see them fight each other, right? Just like a fight. Now look at Apollo and Big E, right? Their story can be bought into, but you saw them fight 6 times in the last 2 months. What's the point, right? Yes. The Hurt Business, same thing. Why did they hurt? It's the best thing that was going on in the Hurt Business, So it's just there's bad in everything out there. But I'm sorry, when you look at AEW, right? It's still to that niche audience. If you cannot crack 1 million viewers with Shaq there, guys. Shaq and Snoop Dogg doing
But Shaq cracked 1 million viewers. Shaq cracked 1 million viewers.
Shaq did not crack 1 million viewers?
No, yes, he did. Not. His segment.
For that 15 minutes? Segment. Oh, this segment. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, but you're seeing Shaq. You're seeing Shaq. Shaq cracked 1 million viewers. Over a 2-hour period did the show. But hold on. Let's even that. AEW keeps its fan base throughout the 2 hours better than any other show right now. That's not even argued. That's a stat. So, you got to put things into perspective. And listen, I'm going to say Brian Alvarez says anybody right now.
No, he's already cutting up. His
has
internet is
the most talented roster. Hello?
Fix your internet. Relog and unlog and relog. See, this is AEW quality, gentlemen.
Okay,
and
hold on.
Raffa and I are WWE quality. He's ECW. He's ECW quality.
Well, I forgot
by the way,
Con Productions.
Hey, nothing wrong with ECW. Nothing wrong with ECW.
Your ECW coming on at 4 a.m.
I'm
there,
sorry.
like back in the day where that's and Faz is laughing because Faz has told me he's been to ECW shows. Facebook Frank has been to ECW shows even when they came up to Toronto. I'm very jealous of this kind of stuff. But let's change it up because we're just too heelish. Raffa, give me your best wrestling moment, whether it be meeting somebody or the moment that you marked out or something that you're gonna remember for the rest of your life.
Man, there's so many. But I don't think I can ever forget Rock Hogan WrestleMania 18. And I don't bring that up as a nod to Canada either. But and I'm not saying that because you guys are here. But
Toronto, by the way.
Toronto. Yeah. I'll never forget. I was supposed to make the trip to Toronto for that. I was going to somehow find myself a ticket. We were going to get tickets for it. Didn't happen. And I was just going to go because it was on my birthday. This was on my 18th birthday.
Wow.
Right. And what happens? No, I'm sorry. This was on my 19th birthday. 19th. And what happens? I end up getting the flu. So I'm in bed, just lying in bed, sick as a dog for the whole show. Right. And I barely remember that whole show until Hogan Rock. And that's when I somehow, some way, Hulk Hogan helped me.
You hulked up, brother.
Out of this. I hulked up for this match. And I'll never forget. In my bed, lights off. I ended up getting up, turning the lights on, and I started hulking up when Hulk Hogan did. That's a moment for me that I'll never forget. But being live at a live event for me, Stone Cold Steve Austin driving the beer truck to the ring a week before WrestleMania 15. That was up at Albany.
Wow.
And I was living in Yonkers at the time, which is 3 hours south. Now it's only like a 20-minute ride south of me. But we took that trip up to watch Raw. And when when Stone Cold Steve Austin rode that beer truck in, got on top of it, shot off at the mouth, and then shot those guys in the ring with the beer, it was probably the greatest.
That's awesome.
It was probably the greatest moment.
That's
there's a
awesome.
lot.
No, I know there's a lot.
I was also at Royal Rumble 2000.
Yeah, but now you're taking away.
Fight.
You're stealing. You're stealing Kubani's thunder. Look at him. He's eagerly awaiting. He's pissed off. He's on his third White Claw. He's already getting wasted.
Go ahead.
These Toronto people, they can't handle the liquor. But go ahead. Whatever moment, I'm gonna let him talk after. Don't worry. We're gonna have so much fun. This might be the first and only show that we do.
I quit. I'm done.
You're done? Okay,
I'm
Kubani.
like Tony Schiavone's TNT or TNA fucking career.
Oh,
he had what? He showed up for what? 10 minutes and called it a day. That was it. Done.
Oh, I love Fuji's and the funny. Who needs Moderna when you just inject the Rock versus Hogan match? You see, you got cured for that. Kubani, I know you were there for which WrestleMania there in Tirana.
No, you know what? I wasn't there at WrestleMania, and it broke my heart because I was like 12 years old and I didn't get tickets. And I will never forget it. But I remember watching it in my basement with my cousin, and it was Direct TV. That was the satellite that we had outside the little dish outside the house. And I'll just never forget that. I was not there, but it was incredible. But for me, I mean, there is hands down only one moment I can talk about, and it's a lot more recent. In Raffa, I mean, I was with you a few days before. We were in Michigan. We were at Ann Arbor watching Napoli Barcelona, and I left to go catch SummerSlam in Toronto, 2019.
Him and I got to right from Michigan right up to Toronto to the show.
Wow.
Like, you didn't even stop home, did you? You just went.
No, I mean we went. We had a good time. Yeah, same day. But getting to see the legend, the debut of the Fiend. No, I'm joking. I mean, in all honesty, it bothers me still to this day, and I had to bring that up because at that time he was probably the only good thing on that show that like you kind of got excited about.
Yeah.
And they just absolutely killed him and destroyed
him.
and it breaks
No,
my heart. So
they did destroy him, and but
That's
these are the
funny
kind of
that-
moments. Yeah, go ahead, Ruff.
It's funny that he mentions that he was there for the Fiend debut. I was there for the Raw after WrestleMania 35 when they started doing the promos with the buzzard in the box. And we were like, "What the hell is this?" And
yeah,
Those are good moments, man.
that was another good moment. That was another good moment.
I gotta go with meeting Dino Bravo as a kid with my dad at the local bar, and I just remember his hand covering my whole hand. And I'm just gonna take you to moments, obviously, like marking out where Bret Hart came out at the AEW's Double or Nothing. But that night, gentlemen, I walk back to the hotel, and I'm sitting down having a beer, and next to me is Don West, Scott Norton, Haku, Tonga Kid, Sonny Ono, and Eric Bischoff was sitting over there. So I'm like just trying to I'm talking to Don West a little bit. Hey, guy, I just put myself into the conversation. I spent the whole night talking with those guys there. The most amazing moment for me. We're talking with Haku, and everybody was saying how about good times? How about good LA, Las Vegas, and Haku's talking. No, brother, Montreal, best time, best city in the world, brother. And I was like, he gave me a hug in the end. I didn't want to take a picture. I didn't want to bother him. But what happens is Scott Norton is sitting next to me, and I'm just talking to. I'm like, Mr. Norton, like I'm not gonna pretend that I grew up watching you, but I remember watching you on WCW, and I was like, oh my god, he's built like a fridge, and he starts laughing, So it's 1 o'clock in the morning, guys, and Scott Norton shows up back. He's like, God damn it, I'm hungry. It's like, well, Mr. Norton, if you want, there's a place over here in the hotel. Okay, so I walk him there, and poor guy, like his hip is all screwed up, So he orders a steak. And the guy, he asks, like, how much time is it going to take? Well, it's 1:30 in the morning, right? So he's like, it's going to take about 20 minutes. Guys, he cut a promo on this poor girl. God damn it, what kind of fucking hotel is this? I need a steak. What are you going to give me, some fucking plastic cutlery? And I'm like, what am I doing here, right? I'm like, Mr. Norton, if you want, I'll bring it up to your room. It's like, and he storms off. Thank God the girl got the manager in. They got me the steak. I'd forgotten, guys, that I wasn't in the same building as him. I didn't have a fucking key card. I start stressing out. Oh my God. How am I going to bring this fucking steak to Scott Norton, right? So I'm stressing out. Thank God there was one guy there that had the key card. They let me into the building. I knock on his room. He opens his door in his boxers. Thanks a lot, kid. I really appreciate it, So I go back. And the next morning at the convention, he's sitting there with his wife, and his wife's looking at me. He's like, did you bring my husband a steak at 2 o'clock in the morning? Yes, I did bring a steak. You're a good kid. Montreal. I remember Montreal. But Scott Norton, that's my memory. But Haku putting Montreal over, and we're talking about family, and he's like, family is most important. And he made me think about how us Italians grew up, because he was saying a story about how Sonny Ono at one point that said something out of line, and his kids were gonna like jump on him, and he held them back, and he's like, respect your elders, this ain't about you. Sit back and everything. And I don't want to ask him about like, how did you bite that guy's nose off or whatever. But then at the end, everybody's like, oh, can I take a picture? I don't want to be that guy, right? But that's probably one of the best memories for me, spending the night with those guys, drinking beers. And thank God I was on the credit card, because I'm like, let me buy you guys a beer. And there was another Mark there. It's like, no, I'm going to buy the beer. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. That, the hotel guy's $12 a beer. And then it was Tonga Kid that came to me, and he grabbed me on the side, and he's like, you're the only one that offered to buy us drinks. And we really appreciate that. And I said, well, to me, it's like, I'm sitting down listening to your stories. It's the least that I can do, When everybody went out partying, and the night before I went to like an indie show, which was in the middle of a mall. And everybody's like, Vince, Nick Gage is coming on with the Joey Janela. It's going to be a death match. Have you been to a death match? You got to move away from the ring. And I'm like, actually, I'm meeting Bret Hart tomorrow. I'm going to go home. But definitely one of the better moments from my wrestling experience. But we've been talking for an hour, gentlemen. And Frank saying, greatest moment for me was September 9, 2000, Hershey Center, Mississauga, Ontario, ECW TNT taping. And I punched a guy in the nose for a piece of the Sandman's can of Budweiser. Good for you, Frank. Good for you. But gentlemen, who knows? Maybe if we take a look in a week and we have like 300-400 views on this wrestling / Serie A. But guys, we're marks.
Hey, hold on.
Okay,
300-400 views, and you're talking smack about AEW 700,000 views. Listen, when you have Kubani on your show,
oh Jesus,
make sure that you have the audience for it. Just say.
Raffa, you know who Kubani is? He's the Malcolm Bivens of this
Malcolm
podcast.
Bivens,
yeah, he's the Malcolm Bivens of this, or he's the Harvey Whippleman. Maybe he's the Harvey Whippleman of this. No. Who are you? Who are you? Well,
Who am I?
You're not the Bobby Heenan, that's for sure.
First off, Bobby Heenan would be lucky to be compared to me, with all due respect.
I'm gonna boot you out.
I am Kubani. That's who I am. Come on,
Paul E. Dangerously.
He's Paul E.
He's the Paul E. Dangerously of this podcast.
He's the Paul.
I'm a revolutionary. That's what I am.
Oh Jesus, But you know what? Keep believing on your AEW how like they're turning heads. Where Kenny Omega showing up on Impact. There's 38,000 viewers. Keep that up there, Kubani. Keep that up. Bill Alfonso, yes, he's the Bill Alfonso of this. But thank you, Faz.
Jeez.
And Faz with the whistle.
Franco, okay, Franco. I miss Franco. I do. I haven't seen Franco in ages. Once all this crap is over.
Yes, but Franco should be one of these guests. I know even David from Montreal is a big wrestling mark. Faz, Frank, Facebook Frank is a big wrestling mark. But guys, if we could do this once in a while with if Steve doesn't boot me out of this podcast, why not? Because it's still real to us.
It's still real to me.
It's still real to us, and we're gonna keep on watching, even though it hurts. Guys, it hurts sometimes watching wrestling. It really, really hurts to watch wrestling. But hey, we still watch. And let me ask you one thing, guys, in closing. What is more toxic? Wrestling Twitter or Calcio Twitter?
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm sorry. Kuba, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Raffa, you go first, buddy.
Calcio Twitter is terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Now, hold on, Raffa. I know you follow the wrestling Twitter, but you're telling me that Calcio Twitter, even Ricardo Conete is saying Milan Twitter is Milan Twitter, but no, you're telling me there's more
Napoli
toxic?
Twitter is worse.
Napoli
Twitter is worse. Napoli Twitter is the worst. I'm sorry. And I have so many great friends on Napoli Twitter. I do. Napoli Twitter is the worst environment I've ever been part of in my entire life. At the same time, it's the greatest. But a lot of jumping the gun, a lot of hot takes. Calcio Twitter is worse than Napoli Twitter. Calcio all around is worse.
And Facebook Frank says it. Yeah, tweet something negative about Dave Meltzer. And honestly, because me on Twitter, I'll follow the both extremes, right? Because I get so entertained. I'll follow the pro, the Kubani likes pro AEW. I'll listen to the pro WWE guys. Guys, I'm sorry. And I've seen Milan Twitter. There's nothing more toxic than wrestling Twitter.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. If Kubani decides to finish his White Claw, and Faz is saying I miss Kubani, but Kubani is a Twitter criminal. He's told me right now he's in jail.
Sucks.
And because he wanted to share some stuff that he wasn't supposed to, and now that's why he drinks White Claw and he watches wrestling. Yeah. But tweet some, definitely. But I love to see like when Dave Meltzer says something, and I know that last week he tweeted out. I think he tweeted out something like, "If somebody makes fun of Kevin Kelly, go ahead and die," or something like that. And it's like, oh my god, Kubani, what's worse? Serie A Twitter, Napoli Twitter, Milan Twitter, or wrestling Twitter?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think I'm even qualified to be part of this discussion anymore, right? I mean, I'm not even allowed to have a Twitter account, so I don't know how fair it is that I
do a troll account. That's what the kids do nowadays.
Yeah, you know what though? I'm having my issues with Twitter, so I don't know if I even want to give them that acknowledgement. But in all fairness, they both suck. They are both so toxic. And in all honesty, I think wrestling Twitter is worse because, like you said, Vince, what made wrestling so great is the surprise aspect of it all,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah, you're right.
to a certain degree, you can still kind of uphold that, but it's getting harder and harder, right? And I mean, and that's, you know what, like, I'll give AEW credit to a certain degree there, and I know I sound like a big mark as I have throughout this show, but at least they try to surprise fans. I think it was a big mistake with the whole Christian Cage thing because I backfired on them.
Yeah.
But I do like the surprise element of trying to bust people out without knowing they're coming, right? Like, I like that. And I think that's what kills me with wrestling Twitter is it ruins the product.
But
I mean, with
wrestling
Go
Twitter,
ahead.
the problem is that Kubani, if you say you love AEW for whatever reason, right?
Yep.
I am a kind of guy that I'm like, okay, the guy loves it. I don't. The thing is that on wrestling Twitter, they feel the need to come and no, you're an idiot. You don't know what the hell you're talking
Yeah.
about. And then you have your
Right.
pro Meltzer guys, you have your pro WWE guys, and then people are shooting out facsimiles. Like, it's entertaining, don't get me wrong, but people take it way too seriously.
Way too
It's the
seriously.
same with
Way
the
too
same with
seriously.
Same for Serie A.
culture, though, right? All of a sudden, Ibra's better than Ronaldo. Oh, you're an idiot. Blah, blah, Ronaldo's the GOAT. Or blah, blah. Like, you can talk about this for ages. I mean, at the end of the day, Twitter is a breeding ground for faceless morons to argue, right? And I hate to say that because I met some awesome people through Twitter, and there's a lot of great that comes with Twitter, but there's also a lot of toxic and a lot of bad that comes with it. And unfortunately, it provides a platform for people to spew whatever hate they want. And regardless of what the subject matter is, or the sport, or the topic, there's always going to be bad. And we just experience that because we love culture and we love wrestling. So we see both sides of that.
Exactly. So
Twitter to me is a problem culture wise because, you know, a lot of people tweet during these matches, you know, during games, and they'll tweet their sentiments while the games are going on. They're not even going to let the 90 minutes finish. And
which I never understood,
oh,
but anyways, yeah.
But you know, it's one thing to tweet out, oh, you know, what a shot, or oh, you know, what a miss, or oh, you know, but there's a lot of you know, and even in Napoli Twitter, you know, and like Kuba said, I said it earlier too. I'm going to say it again. I met some wonderful people. We have our platforms because of Twitter. You know what I mean? But it's not fair to go ahead and say, you know, Gattuso out 10 minutes into a match when, you know, there's 80 minutes left to play and he hasn't even made a decision yet, you know, or Fabian's the worst passer in the league when it's only the 15th minute and then he might go have a world-class game the next 80
Or how
next
Tomori,
75
after
minutes.
15 minutes, okay, sign him at whatever price. He's the best thing that we've ever seen.
Sure,
and it's
exactly. It goes the other way too. So for me, it's just ridiculous. Wrestling Twitter is just a bunch of, if you ask me, wrestling Twitter is a lot of losers.
A lot of
losers.
exactly. But gentlemen, you know what we'll do is that if we get some positive feedback, probably not because of Kubani, but by the way, Kubani, I like your WWE camera work. A lot of camera cuts and, you know, moving and this and that. I really enjoy.
Sure.
I really enjoy that.
I'm joining. What's the group? Rebellion or whatever the hell they're called.
Retribution.
Retribution. There you go. I'm T-bar, or X-bar, M-bar, whatever you want to call me.
So, guys, maybe after WrestleMania, who knows? We'll see what people are saying. Maybe they want more content. Who knows? But there is a crossover. But I'm going to let Kubani go drink his White Claw because he's already like half smashed. Because, you know, to people from Toronto, do bicchieri vino and they're finished. But it's okay. It's okay. Come down to 401
X over there.
And I'll give you a fucking figure four. And I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot on you. Don't you worry. I'm gonna shoot. There's gonna be no shoot punches. There's gonna be working punches or shoot punches. We'll go from there. But no. But it's guys. Who knows? WrestleMania 2 nights. We'll see if we can go from over there. And have you guys ever gotten a figure four? Have you ever given it to somebody? I give it to my kid brother.
Of course.
Kubani, did you give a figure four to somebody once in your life?
I have, but I prefer the sharpshooter personally.
Yes.
It's all about the kid. It's all at the figure four. But did you woo before giving the figure four?
Yes, you have to.
Wow.
You got.
What's the point? If you're not gonna woo, then there's no point in doing it.
Point? That's right.
You know what? But maybe because Kubani is such a heel, he doesn't do the sharpshooter. He does the scorpion deathlock. That's what he probably
Ooh.
does from over there. So
Oh,
Guys,
even as a fellow
I'm gonna
Canadian,
be the ultimate heel and say that I've given plenty of sweet chin music in my day.
fuck Shawn Michaels. Okay, fuck
Knee
him.
slap.
Yeah, knee slap. No, there was no knee slapping during this whole episode, gentlemen. No leg slaps, right?
that's what you
And-
think.
And and on a side note, that Raw where Shawn Michaels put Bret Hart's music, guys, I was there, second row.
That
And let me
must
tell
have
you
been-
something. We were ready to throw our chairs at the ring because we wanted to kill him, and that's the feeling that I miss from professional wrestling. I know
Yes.
it's
Hey,
fake. I know
hey,
they're making
that-
me believe, but holy shit, did he got me, and I wanted to, and I still fucking hate his guts, Shawn Michaels. I respect to the guy, but I still fucking hate him. I'm a Bret Hart guy. That's it.
Hey, that Nitro where Bret Hart took off the jersey and was wearing the gold plate that Goldberg
Oh,
speared
yeah.
him with, I wasn't there. But it was a cool moment. I mean, it was pretty cool. I wish I was there.
You know what? He
Well,
probably
but I
has a
wasn't.
Marco Stunt poster in his bedroom, Kubani, for sure, for sure. But
He's
guys,
got the best name in the business. So
guys, honestly, thanks for doing this. We'll see what people give us as feedback /Serie A /wrestling. But maybe after WrestleMania we can talk, right? And Kubani's gonna come on and say how AEW was a lot better than WrestleMania 2 nights.
but they have a
And
house
he's
show that week. They have a
Yes,
house
of
show
course.
That
He's
week.
not piggybacking, right? Because Cody Rhodes said we're not gonna piggyback on them, and he still did it.
Well, what
so
are they piggybacking on? It's a house show
whatever.
in a different
Whatever.
city. What
You know what?
are
You probably have that
listen,
nightmare family tattoo there. You're thinking about it. You want to put it on
I'm
your
waiting
neck.
for the reality show to start. I mean, it's going to be the hottest show on
You're-
TV.
You're gonna be watching that for sure.
Oh, 100% I will. You're not going to be?
No,
Come
We
I
might
don't watch
have to,
Total
man.
Bellas. What
We
would I
might
watch,
have to
Cody?
if we're gonna make this regular.
Oh
But
my
we
god!
might
Okay.
have to.
If we make this regular, I will
We
watch.
might have to watch. Yeah.
Okay, it's like you don't watch the Miz and Maurice or whatever their show is called.
No,
Don't.
not
Yes.
you know what?
Okay,
Let's end this
okay,
right now.
okay.
Let's end this
If
one
you're
before
going
I
to
scoop-
lie, we're not going to do this anymore.
You know what? I'm gonna put the hurt business on you. How's that? And maybe next time we
That's
do
a
it, we'll
stupid finisher, too.
we'll cut promos on each other. Okay? If we could do this again, we could cut promos on each other. Is that fine?
Perfect.
Done.
Guys, thank you so very much. Stevie P, thank you for letting me live up my dream of talking wrestling /culture. Great you guys playing into the April Fool's joke. Surprised that so many people like kind of believe this, but keep it up. And Kubani, get yourself a fucking computer and we'll,
When
we'll
the
see.
lockdown ends. When the lockdown ends, get your vaccines, people.
All right, guys, have yourselves a good night and we'll talk soon. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Ciao, Vinny. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.
Ciao.